Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Rody John, and this week we talk with Valerie Landry from the Sanford House. We speak all about everything from how their grandparents started it over 25 years ago to how they celebrated their 25th anniversary last year, helping the community. It's a great story. Not only do they have the bed and breakfast, but they have the salon and restaurant right across the street. So we get into it. It's a fantastic conversation. We also hear local music from Belclaire with their song Lunatic. And we also hear Green Eyed from Artemis Funk off their EP F5.
Golden beauty with the big curly hair, green-eyed golden beauty. Didn't think I'd see you stare, but your smile makes me wonder, and your voice makes me swoon, and the days get much longer when I'm not seeing you. This thing just don't feel too usual. Invasion of my destiny, I can't even seem to grab a hold of your conscience and attention. Would never believe, but now I'm sold. You make me a believer. Baby, I hope that I'm sweet. And when you hear my tune, I'm sure you'll swoon. I'm gonna sweep you off of your feet. This thing just don't feel too usual. Invasion of my destiny, I can't even seem to grab a hold of your conscience and attention. Would never believe, but now I'm sure you make me a believer. And baby, you just gotta hear my soul, you know what I'm saying?
I'm here with Valerie Landry with Sanford House. How are you doing today?
Well, thank you.
So the Sanford House celebrated 25 years of business last year. How did the Sanford House begin 25 years ago?
So the Sanford House began as a retirement project for my grandparents.
Right.
They ran a motel back in North Platte, Nebraska, many years ago. They dabbled in a lot of different industries. And so when it came time to retire after we had moved down here, they thought to return back to hospitality. And so the Sanford House was born, and it was originally very mom and pop bed and breakfast. We only had 8 rooms.
Wow.
My grandparents lived on property at the time.
Okay.
This space is actually where they lived.
So
right
now we're in the restaurant bar.
We're in the bar area.
Yeah.
So this is actually this used to be their living quarters.
Okay.
And then as time went on, the business grew, and they realized they weren't retired anymore. So they fully retired, and my mom, Dr. Joan Bergstrom, is an OBGYN in Arlington, and she is still currently practicing, but was practicing full-time. So I had some different managers come through, and when I graduated college, I had the opportunity to come home and work for the family. So I did, and here we are still today.
Now, is this what you thought you were going to get into?
Not at all.
Yeah.
No. I think that path is so different for everyone.
True.
I grew up working here. I have cleaned the rooms. I've pulled the weeds. I've worked events. I've answered phone calls. I've worked overnight shifts. I've done just about anything you can do. And growing up, this was always my summer job.
Right.
So I just didn't really see this at that time as what my career would be.
Right.
I graduated in 2008 from Hofstra University, and the economy was horrible
Not the
at
best.
that time.
Yeah.
So, I was really blessed in that my parents had this opportunity that I was able to come and start working for the family. And I originally started just at the spa. I was the spa director, and I did a lot of our marketing. And from there, I continued working and got my master's degree from UT Arlington.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And through that time, earned my spot here as the general manager. And I've been doing that ever since. And I think something that I took for granted, I think, growing up. It was just kind of obligatory.
Right.
Has turned into a real passion of mine.
Right. Well, I mean, like you said, you've done everything that there is to do here, so why not run it? And it just makes sense.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. We have such a great team,
Right.
and I love the people that I get to work with every day, and we all love taking care of our guests, and so that's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, as it should be. It should be about them. Now, like you mentioned, the Sanford House is not only a great bed and breakfast, but y'all have an award-winning restaurant across the street, Restaurant 506, and also an award-winning spa and salon literally right across the street. When did those come into effect? And I guess how do things change when it comes to like the menu and bringing in different stylists and different as things like Botox and stuff and all kinds of different spa stuff happens. Like, where do y'all come in when it comes to changing all that up?
So I'll start with the spa first. Yeah. We built the spa in 2000.
Okay.
And it is primarily for relaxation. Yes. We are not a med spa, so we don't do a lot of Botox or anything like that. Our focus is totally on self-care.
Nice.
Taking time to enjoy a massage, or get your nails done, just things that you can rest for a moment while we do the heavy lifting and take care of you. Right. And so I really think that, especially as self-care has become more of a focus of our community and society, that's been something that we're really happy to help our guests with. Mm-hmm. I think our service providers are phenomenal. Yeah. They're all really excellent at what they do, and they're very passionate about really getting in and helping each of their guests, whether it's just, kind of on the surface, taking care of a skin issue, or diving a little deeper. And maybe there are some life stresses that you're worried about. And in this moment, instead of taking care of everyone and stressing about work, maybe take this one moment and think about yourself and how can we really honor that and celebrate that moment. Right. And so that is what I would say our spa is really fixated on, is helping in that end. Yeah. For the restaurant, we've always kind of done little lunches and stuff. I would say for a long time we were kind of known as like a tea room to some degree, right. Kind of a little ladies luncheon spot. Mm-hmm. But in 2013, we rebranded to Restaurant 506. Our restaurant, we had already started dinner service at that point. Our restaurant was growing, but there was a lot of confusion on, can I go to the restaurant if I'm not an overnight guest? Right. What does that look like? And so in 2013, we decided to fully rebrand the restaurant. Okay. So 10 years ago, it was just the Sanford House, and now we became Restaurant 506 at the Sanford House, and really worked to elevate what does our restaurant stand for? What does that mean? And so we serve inspired American cuisine. Okay. And so you'll find a lot of things that are really fresh. We focus a lot on local produce and things like that. Yeah. But also finding ways to creatively produce food that guests haven't seen or that they can't really find anywhere else. Right. We're one of the only fine dining restaurants in Arlington.
Very true, so which is a little weird, but great for y'all.
Well, it would be nice to have others. I mean, I think we're kind of we're a little oasis in the middle of a lot of big chains and stuff like that.
Without a doubt. But there's a lot of obviously great mom and pop places that have come out of Arlington.
Fabulous.
However, fine dining, very few.
Yeah. And I would say that's been a niche that we have really enjoyed filling. Right. And it's so neat to be the special occasion place because we get to help people celebrate anniversaries and birthdays. Right. And
I imagine proposals and stuff.
Yeah, we've had a few of those, which are so fun. And our culinary team, led by our executive chef, David Pacheco, he's just such a great artist and does a really good job leading our team and allowing them to express their creativity as well. Right. And so I think that's really fun. It's totally a collaboration. Yeah. And all of it is, at the end of the day, to celebrate the guest and to share a really cool, unique experience that you don't get anywhere else.
Very true. What's your favorite thing on the menu over there?
Oh, that is a tough one. I would say currently, one of our classics is our 506 Duo. It's our version of it, surf and turf. Okay. And that's fabulous. But honestly, I typically go with our specials because they change all the time. Yeah. And so it's just really neat to see the different kinds of proteins that are coming in. Right. And we change our menus twice a year. So we're getting ready to go into our spring summer menu. That'll happen end of March, beginning of April. We'll do that. So that's when you'll start seeing a lot of really fresh, a lot of green produce. You'll see some lighter proteins coming through on the list.
Yeah.
Right now we're still in our fall winter menu, so you'll see more heavier pastas and things like that. But we do a lot of seafood and stuff too. So it's just really neat to see what the team comes up with and how they interpret dishes. And the cool part about us is we can make changes to our menu really quickly if we need to. And so that has allowed us to be quite adaptable.
I do love the creativity when it comes to food and everything in that nature. Like, all the cooking shows are fantastic. They're also terrible because you're hungry for it and you can't eat it. But it gives you just great ideas, and I love watching the creativity when it comes to that, because food is art, and luckily we get to eat it. So
well, and our chef is great in that he'll do cooking demonstrations.
Okay.
So periodically we do house-hosted events.
Right.
We have one coming up actually in March. It's going to be a whiskey tasting event.
Oh, I like this.
So we've got Woodford Reserve is coming in. They're sending a rep out to provide education about the different whiskeys that we carry on our list. They're showing off some cocktails that you can make along with some recipes that our guests will receive. And then we are pairing with both a sweet and a savory bite for each cocktail. So people can see how it can go either way.
I think I have to sign this up for this now.
That's going to be a really fun event. So that'll be on March 2nd, and tickets are on Eventbrite to get through that. But so we've got that coming up. We'll for sure do a wine pairing dinner and partner with a rep on that. We did one last year that focused totally on Texas wines.
There's a lot of good Texas wines.
And it was really fun. And that was one that we originally started planning before COVID.
Okay.
And managed to hold on to the concept all the way through, and finally were able to have that event last year. And that was such a triumph to finally check that box and say, oh my gosh, we did it. So it's really great. We'll do at least one or two cooking demonstrations where you get to come. It's a 3-course meal that you get to eat. And while you're tasting everything, chef actually will create the food in front of you and talk through the recipes and give advice on how to select something in the market versus what are some shortcuts you can do at home and stuff like that. So there are some really cool things that we'll have coming up here pretty soon.
That's awesome. I have not been to a cooking demonstration before, but again, I love watching all the shows about it. So a live one would be even better, because then the one thing you're missing when you're watching it is the smell, and obviously the taste afterwards. So having that smell, it's just fantastic.
It's really fun.
So I look forward to that. Now, you guys not only celebrated 25 years in business last year, but you guys did it by doing 25 acts of kindness. I'm not asking you for the whole list, but what were some of your favorite things that y'all did in the 25 acts of kindness? Which is all on your website. You guys can go to
it is all on the website. Gosh, I would say one of my favorites was actually a 5K that we did, and that was on Memorial Day celebrating veterans. And that one was one of my favorites because we were able to get such great participation from our entire team. So that was really fun. We did a cool one kind of focusing with our spa service providers. They wrote letters for Hacker's Heart, which supports victims of domestic violence. And so they create care packages for these people that they help. And in them are ICU letters. And so our whole spa team got together and just wrote a series of letters to these people to let them know they're cared for and that we're lifting them up in our thoughts and hopes that their future will be bright. And so that was really special to do that with them. I think the things we did that surprised people, we donated, I think it was like 600 towels to the Arlington Animal Shelter, so that they would have stuff for all of the animals that come through there. And that was something that we were trying to figure out how to make that work. And the towels came in, they weren't what we needed, and I thought, this is exactly what somebody else could use though. And so that was such a neat surprise to come by, and the staff was like shocked. I carried the boxes in, but it was just neat because that there's real need there.
Exactly.
And it was nice to be able to highlight, even in a small way like that, you too can have an impact. And we had this goal to do our 25 acts, and that was wonderful. It was a big project.
I imagine, yeah.
It was a big undertaking, and that was something that I'm very passionate about. And my team was so great in supporting me and jumping on that weird bandwagon that I dragged them all on. But it's nice to we partnered a lot with Cookin Elementary right here across the street, and then Spear Elementary we partnered with as well, and did some things for them that I think they were shocked that they actually happened. We cleaned out, they have this little atrium in the middle of Spear, which I didn't know was there. But it was covered in leaves and overgrown, and none of the teachers wanted to go out there because they were afraid of snakes and some other things. And so we actually were able to partner with our landscapers, and I told them about our project, and they wanted to help. So they went out there with us, and we cleaned up their whole atrium, so now it's usable for those teachers and students. And then we also have sponsored a week with the Kindness Campaign. Okay. So those students will have a whole experience. I think it's going to be this February that they will get to experience the Magic Mirror, where kindness coordinators will come in and help these children realize the importance of kindness and how valuable each and every one of them is. And so it's really such a neat thing to go through, and I'm excited to see the impact that has on that school, because those students need all the love they can get.
It's true. I don't think there's enough people doing there's a lot of people doing kind things, but making it a point to do it, and not because you want the attention or the gratitude or whatever, but just doing it because we're all humans, we're all on this planet together, so there's no reason to have like the diversity and everything. So actually putting it forward and putting your actions where your words are is far more important than people really think it is. And I commend y'all for doing 25 acts, which some people probably don't even do that in a whole lifetime, let alone however long it took y'all to even do.
It was 25. Just that we did it all within a year. That was our goal. But it was everything from giving blood to we helped with the Field of Honor, the flags that were up at Veterans Park. We helped break all of that down afterwards, and to providing little surprise breakfast for custodian staff at schools and stuff like that. It wasn't all really big things. It was just a summation of a lot of little efforts to recognize people who may not have really been recognized before, and just a way to tell them, hey, you're important, and thank you for what you do. And to me, I thought, gosh, we could throw a big soiree and say, we did 25 years, we survived. Or we could do this and say thank you to our community, which was really what I wanted us to accomplish with this. And just to say, we wouldn't be here without you, and if we can give back, we will, and we did. Yeah,
in a big way. Can you tell us about, so with Arlington being the second most tourist city in America, right behind Orlando, what does it mean to have 25 years of legacy of the tourism satisfaction that has come through the city and the Metroplex, really?
I would say it's really awesome. For us, it was a total game changer. The second AT&T Stadium decided to build where they built, that was tremendous. I would say that gave us the shot we needed to keep surviving. And I think the support and collaboration you see between the entertainment district in Arlington and the downtown district, and just seeing all of this synergy and energy that's bringing, and all of the people who are looking at coming to this area now, that has been tremendous. We've been so blessed by that. And it's so exciting to see like what's happening next, and to see the National Medal of Honor Museum, hearing, what's going to happen with our convention center and the new Lowe's Hotel, to what could potentially happen with the Arlington Museum of Art.
Right.
There are so many cool things happening in Arlington. It's exciting, and it makes you thankful to be in this area at this time, because it's just, there's a lot of really cool opportunities that are coming. And it's neat to be able to have a stake in it and say, hey, we've been here, we're putting in the effort, and to see it rewarded by these big groups coming in and honoring us and picking us, that's really cool. We love it.
I love also seeing what's happening obviously around y'all, and then just in the city in general. Like, it's not just the entertainment district, it's not just North Arlington or East, it's literally the entire city. Something's happening everywhere, and it's the best thing ever.
It's so cool. I mean, the number of projects that the city is working on right now. I think the development of our economic development corporation was really neat. It'll be interesting to see how that really steps up now that they've got their feet under them a little more. But to see just the support and resources that the city is reinvesting back into this city is really excellent, with some of their active senior centers, and then the support you see coming through the school district and everything. It's really cool.
And so you're with AISD redoing the schools in East Arlington, and then 360 is not done with their construction, let alone 30, which will always be under construction, I think, at this point. You're now going to start seeing more stuff happening on East Arlington, which has been kind of, a little bit neglected over the years, which is unfortunate, but now it's getting its time to shine. And I love that too, because that is a very rich diversity of the city. And not that the rest of the city isn't either, but that city or that part of it alone is fantastic. And it's just getting bigger and better. So.
Well, it's been untapped for so long. So to be able to tap into that potential and to say, hey, what are the opportunities over here? I think that does nothing but increase the scope and breadth and perspective on what Arlington can offer, not only North Texas and the state of Texas, but the rest of the world, really. We're so international. It's neat to be that space. Yeah,
it is. Well, I mean, UTA is the most diverse school in Texas. And I mean, you just look at the cuisine around Arlington. It is as diverse as the colleges.
It's so fun. Yeah, it's great. There's so many fabulous places to go try food that is from around the world, and you wouldn't expect it to be here in Arlington, and it is, and it's excellent, and that's so cool. I love that.
Speaking of the world, what do you think is the farthest somebody's come to stay here? Or do you know?
Oh, we've had people from all over the world. With UT Arlington, we've got a great partnership with them, and that a lot of their guest professors and speakers will come stay with us.
That's awesome.
So, we regularly host guests from Asia, China, Korea. We've hosted guests visiting that just came in from Australia. We've had a lot of guests come over from Africa, any of those countries in there. Especially we've seen a few from like Nigeria and stuff like that.
There's a big Nigerian population here in Arlington. People don't think realize it.
And then all over Europe. I think we're really attractive to a lot of the European travelers. Because we have a little bit of a European flair in what we provide, the product that we have. So really all over. I don't know that I have a specific country off the top of my head, but I know, thanks to UT Arlington, we've had a lot of people here from all over, and it has been a blast to host them.
That's amazing. Now, I'm sure some people want to know, I don't know if you can name, who's maybe the most famous people that have come through here.
So when the Super Bowl was in town, Adrian Brody stayed here.
Really?
Which was really cool.
I imagine he's a nice guy. He just looks like a nice guy.
Yeah, he was pretty quiet. He's a lot shorter in person than you think he would be.
A lot of your favorite
I thought, you're tiny. But he was really nice. Beto O'Rourke came and had dinner when he was campaigning at one point. We were also part of when Rick Perry was being reelected. Somebody hosted a fundraiser for him here. Gosh, we've had a few. It's just been fun because our team gets excited. And to me, I think at the end of the day, our goal is to treat everyone like they're a celebrity, right?
Yeah, as you should.
Everybody's welcome. I think that's the most important thing. We take pride in being everyone's home away from home, and there's space that no matter who you are or where you come from or what your beliefs are, here you're safe. And you can get great food and wonderful customer service, and it's going to be sincere. We're going to make sure that we mean it when we treat you.
That's perfect. What does the next 25 years look like for the Sanford House?
Oh man, I don't know. I would say, we're always just hustling. We're trying to figure out, how to increase corporate business during the week and stuff. I'd love to see our restaurant be able to increase the hours that we're open and maybe open a couple more nights for dinner service. But really, we want to be an asset to the community. We want to be an asset to the city of Arlington, to represent us, to represent the city well, and to represent my family well. I want to honor my grandparents and make sure they know that this little retirement project they started is the real deal now.
Still active and kicking.
Yeah, very much so.
Now, we have a segment on the show called Tournament of Toppings. We're trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington. What is your favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Oh, I'd have to say Old School.
Yeah, same. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been the most popular, that one and Mama's Pizza are like...
Oh, Mama's is good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say off the top of my head right now, Old School.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Makes sense. Yeah. Now, if people wanted to find out more about the Sanford House, book a room, book a spa treatment, restaurant, find y'all online, how can they do all the things?
Through Facebook or Instagram or our website, which is thesanfordhouse.com. And that's where they'll find out everything about the restaurant. The spa is there as well. But we have Instagram. It's at the Sanford House. And then our Facebook page we have for the Sanford House, and then also for Restaurant 506 at the Sanford House. And that's where we post about all of our events that we're hosting and any changes in the menus. People can get first glimpse at those places.
Right. And they can also rent this place out for weddings and stuff like that. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, we do a ton of private events, which is really fun. We do such a wide scope. We've done really big fundraisers for 250 people down to, elopements or engagement parties for 2 to 10 people. So it's just, it really, there's a lot of different things that we can do, and we love creatively interpreting the space to be what our guests need it to be. And that's a really fun part of what we do, as well as our private events.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for the time, and I look forward to more great times here at Sanford House.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Where do I begin? And where do you stand? I know some things don't go
Thank you so much, Valerie from the Sanford House. Again, such a great place. Valentine's Day is coming up. If, in case you guys need to go for the restaurant, the spa, the Airbnb, celebrate all your anniversaries, all your special moments there. Just it's a fantastic place with a very rich history, and so much stuff is just going on all around them. So right in downtown Arlington. So go and check them out. While you're out going to check things out, go over to Dr. Jekyll's, because every Monday night is trivia night, and that starts at 7 p.m. Also, every Monday over at 1851, that is their open mic comedy night. Sign up at 7:40, and the show starts at 8 p.m. And then every first Tuesday over at Blitz Lounge is their karaoke night. Starts at 11 p.m. You can enter for a chance to win $200. And then every Tuesday is comedy night over at Mavericks Bar and Grill /225 Barbecue. And that starts at 3 p.m. And then every Wednesday over at Jambo's Barbecue, you can catch UTA Jazz Night from 5:30 to 7:30. And then also every Wednesday night, head on over to Division Brewing. That is their trivia night. That starts at 7 o'clock. So make sure to go out there and do all the fun things, and make sure to go out and eat local, drink local, and rediscover your city. Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.